no, that's fine. So Dominus of Antioch at 449 was deposed and replaced by Maximus of Antioch. And Maximus of Antioch was an illicit bishop because he had been unlawfully consecrated.
Mm-hmm.
But Leo accepted his bishopric before the council, and he was considered a legitimate bishop. So the argument is this: if Leo has the authority to determine who is bishop, and this just isn't my words. This is the words of Saint Anatolius of Constantinople in the 10th session. By the way, you can go in the 10th session. Anatolius says this because he says that Maximus of Antioch was restored by Leo to his see, and that it is for the council to generally put this in the minutes, for it can be, because the officials told him to put everything in the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that Leo can have the authority to place a bishop outside of his jurisdiction, and that this bishop to be considered a valid and a licit bishop? And we see that he was a valid bishop within the second and third session, because in the second session, his name is in the proceedings of the councils, which only, guess what, bishops are in. In the third session, he took part in the deposition of Maximus of Antioch by judging him, which only bishops do, which would mean before the 10th session, the council admitted papal supremacy by accepting Maximus of Antioch into the
That
council.
doesn't prove your position of papal supremacy. All it proves is what paragraph 19 of Chieti says about appeals in Sardica, that you can appeal outside of your jurisdiction to other sees. And appeals were also made to Constantinople. So I don't see how this proves Vatican I's claim. It proves a first among equals Sardica style appeals process.
No, because Sardica says that when the Bishop of Rome is going to do something, he has to do it in a collegial matter. In the Sardica,
that's not all it says. It says that it says he can order a retrial, right?
Read Canon 5.
Well, I'm talking about what your papacy says about Sardica.
And I'm telling you, because you appeal to the Sardican canons, and I'm telling you, read Canon 5. It says in Canon 5 that the Bishop of Rome is to gather the nearest bishops to him and review the case. Right.
It says also that he can order a retrial. So I know what 5 says, but I'm pointing out that he can also order a retrial, right?
Okay, which is fine, because the Sardican canons just reflect the universal jurisdiction of the Pope. It doesn't grant.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Why does your papacy admit that Sardica doesn't teach universal jurisdiction?
Hold on. We're not talking about the Chieti documents, because you don't
want to go there because it admits my position.
I can just, for an example, I can appeal.
It admits my position. Why does your papacy admit that Sardica doesn't teach that?
Why
does your papacy admit that?
Hold on. Why did your Eastern Patriarch?
Why does your papacy admit that? So you're not going to answer this question.
Because the Orthodox, because your church said that that's not our official position. That's what your church said.
Why does your papacy say that Sardica doesn't prove universal jurisdiction?
That's not what my papacy says.
It says it right here, paragraph 19 of Chieti.
I don't think that the Chieti documents are actually historically reliable.
Okay. So you know better than the papacy now.
The Pope can err in matters in fact. There is no issue.
Oh, so hold on. How do you know when the Pope is erring? How do you know when the Pope is erring?
Argument Maximus of
How do you know when the Pope is erring?
Can you address the argument of Maximus?
How do you know when the Pope is erring? You made a strong claim there.
Because we're talking about Maximus of Antioch.
How do you know when the Pope is erring?
So
epistemically,
because we're talking about Chalcedon here. I don't care about
epistemically. No, well, I'm asking a different question. I'm asking an epistemic question. You're not going to answer the question. I'm asking you an epistemic question about in your system how you know when to identify the Pope as erring.
So just answer this simple.
When in your system, you're not. So you won't answer the epistemic question, will you?
Because it's irrelevant. It has nothing.
No, your whole system rests on this epistemology.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. So you don't have to justify your epistemology?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You don't have to give an account for your epistemic justification for when when the principle is applied to know when. What is your epistemic justification for when the Pope is wrong and right? How do you know?
Dude, listen, I don't need to give.
Yeah, you don't have to give an account. That's why your position is garbage, dude. Because you guys won't give an account for your epistemology.
Because we're not talking. Look.
I'm asking you the epistemic question. I know you don't want to go there. I'm asking you that.
Epistemological here. We're not talking of.
I'm asking that though. I am talking about
talking
that.
about Chalcedon and
I'm talking about
which
that.
you cannot deal
Your
with.
argument rests. Listen, your argument rests on dude. Shut up, or I'm just going to block you.
Of his jurisdiction?
Your argument rests on the papacy being wrong. You just said the Pope's wrong. You said the Pope's wrong.
Answer the question.
You said the Pope is wrong.
The question. Why are you running?
You're smarter than the Pope, so I want to know the epistemic principle.
Why are you running? Address Maximus of Antioch.
I'm asking you what your question presupposes. The justification.
Oh my goodness.
Your argument rests on a certain epistemology that's not justified, so I want to know how I figure out when the Pope is wrong and right. How do I know?
Hold on. How does the Chieti document affect Vatican? How does that affect Chalcedon in any way?
It's admitting my interpretation.
It's not admitting your interpretation.
You just said you don't accept it, so it is. So now you're lying. You just said you don't accept
because
did you say that? Did you say you don't accept Chieti?
I did say that, yes.
Yeah, so now you're lying because you're admitting that it's an argument.
Because look, wait, hold on, look, and I'll tell you why.
So you admit that, didn't you?
I'll tell you why I don't accept it. Wait.
So you said the papacy is it wrong?
Wait, hold on.
You said it's not reliable.
Wait, hold on.
No, I'm not holding on because now you called
the
a lie.
Orthodox position.
You're caught in a lie. Orthodox position. Now you're doing a tu quoque because you got caught in a lie.
It does not represent the Catholic position.
What is the epistemology?
The encyclical of the Eastern Patriarchs.
What is the epistemology? I don't care about none of that. What's your epistemology?
And it could not have extended to the
You can't give a justification. Hey, when is the Pope right and wrong? No, you don't have an objection because you're smarter than the papacy. You don't have an objection because it's rests on a stupid epistemology.
We're talking about epistemics here, which is completely irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant if your argument rests on it. Your argument rests on that. You don't understand that?
Dude, okay, so me giving an account on universal media, you
didn't give an account. You gave an interpretation.
I don't need to give my justification.
I gave you a rival interpretation.
All I need to do is define my
I gave you a rival interpretation, and you said the papacy is wrong in Chieti.
That's not what I said.
It is what you said. Now you're lying again.
No. Because
right, so this is why you're a liar. Hey, let's talk about unum sanctum. What about the temporal supremacy?
Wait, hold on. No. Let's talk about.
You don't want to go there, do you?
Why are you running?
You've run from 3 questions I asked you. You liar.
I didn't. You brought up irrelevant points.
Chieti's not irrelevant. It trumps you.
It is irrelevant.
You're a layman, dummy.
Wait.
You're a layman. Chieti trumps you.
I'll explain.
You said the Pope is wrong.
No, wait. I'll explain.
No, you won't.
The reason why I don't accept Chieti, and even your Orthodox
that doesn't matter.
Represent our position. So now what? You're in shambles. You busted the Orthodox Church. You busted the Orthodox Church.
You failed miserably because you can't justify any of your claims.
You busted the Orthodox Church. How do you feel?
Let's go to epistemology. Nobody's buying your bullshit.
Dude.
You have a gay pope. You have a giant gay papacy. What are you talking about?
So
nobody wants your gay church.
Your bishops admitted that the Chieti documents is not our official position. Now what? You just busted your bishops. Throw your bishops under the bus.
It doesn't matter. I don't have an infallible autocrat. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. I have flexibility in the Orthodox system that you don't have.
Like, this is embarrassing.
You don't have. Listen, you're cracking up, dude. You're melting down. You don't even know how to. You can't tell me what the principle is to identify when the Pope is right and when he's wrong.
Throw your bishops under the bus.
What is the principle to identify when the Pope is right and wrong?
Well, hold on.
Oh, so you don't know?
How do you feel?
What is the principle?
Under the bus because your bishop
is the principle?
Document is not our official position.
This is why you can't handle Chieti. That's why you cracked up. What's
your
the epistemic principle?
Admitted that's not our
What
position.
is the epistemic principle?
I already.
You don't have one. Exactly.
I already.
So you don't have one. You don't have one. It's arbitrary. You're a Protestant papist.
Oh.
Okay. There we go. So, I got a slick little answer from Chalcedon. Well, what if we give a different interpretation according to Chieti? Chieti don't count. The papacy is wrong.